Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Today, we got another great topic. Here we are talking to our agents. Could be not agents as well, but mostly focused to our agent crowd out there. Um, Welcome in, Leah. Thank you for joining us today. Today, Roxanne's not here, but you know, I've done plenty of these already with her, and Leah's done a few, recently. So we're gonna be taking over for today. So. Um, Welcome in again. Today's topic is working with investors in San Diego. So, how, how to do it, what needs to happen, what's the best way to serve them, some tips and tricks, and, a little bit of everything on working with investors here in San Diego. So, to start off, what are investors? Investors are coming out here, they want to buy property, flip it, or have it as a rental property and make some profit out of it. So, what's the best way to kind of communicate with these investors? So, investors like talking in those fancy terms that us agents sometimes might not get, like ROI. There's plenty of other ones too on there. Like rent incomes, cap rate, cash on cash return, a bunch of different terms out there. So sometimes investors are not just looking for how the house looks, but what it can bring to them. So that's something always to keep in mind when you're talking to investors. They're not just like your regular client that is looking at the house and they like it because of how it looks and kind of their emotional, you know, feelings towards it is. While an investor is a little bit more, this is their job. How much will, it give me in returns? Is it worth it or not? So you kind of got to tailor your way of one speaking to them and, just working with your investors in a way that they can see those either comms on the property on, what the rental value is. They might want a little bit more information than your average, you know, buyer of a property. So you do have to be, you know, the more specific and the more information you can bring in the table for them, the more they'll appreciate your business and your work. So there's plenty of ways to serve, the investors out here in San Diego, but speaking their language is one of the most important things. So another thing, if you can be fast and responsive to your investor, that's a plus too. Investors are currently, you know, investors out there are writing multiple offers in a day to try and get these properties. So if you're able to do quick showings, if they're able to go into the property, take a look, if they're able to hear back from you with any questions that they have, they would really appreciate that and will go to you for more of their business. So that's definitely something that you want to be proactive and help them out. So what are some other things that you can bring to investors? In my opinion, is give them actual real opportunities. So if you come across any off-market deals, or if you learn about a property that is off-market, maybe rely it to those investors that say, hey, I heard this property is off-market. You want to help them out, help them out with finding these properties as well, or not just the MLS listings, but you know if it comes across, it could be an off-market one. Just any fixer uppers that you might have too as well. Also reach out to your investors. So, some agents out there might be like, you know what, I don't have the network to reach out to investors. What do I do? So you want to, you want to do some networking. You want to talk to contractors, to salesperson, people that around to try and get your investor list to grow. So you have a lot more opportunities, more investors which could bring you more business at the end of the day. So that's very important to try and build that network of investors. So you want to provide value. So I wanted to ask you, Leah, um, how can you serve investors? How can, in like marketing wise, what is something you can do as an agent, marketing wise, to help and serve these investors?
Serving investors through marketing, investor looks for an agent who understand their unique goals,
Yeah. Hmm.
especially in maximizing return on investment, the
Yeah.
ROI,
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
identifying the profitable deals, minimizing the risk. So the marketing should be focused on providing valuable data-driven information that helps the investors make smart decision.
100%.
For example, provide market insights.
Yeah.
Share reports, just like what we do, share reports when it comes to rental property,
Yeah.
and then also the neighborhood growth, the cap rates. There's a lot of terms when it comes in this business, in these transactions, but it's always show the understanding of what data drives in this investment value. Of course, offer analysis tools, like I said before, we use this rentometer,
Okay.
where we can use where we can pull a report when it comes to property, and also educate the audience, just like what Roxanne always do, like creating reels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information sharing it on the social media, like publish blogs, reels, and videos
Yeah.
explaining different explanations in real estate, investments, buyers, and sellers. So in this case, we build trust and positions into the experts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great points that you pointed out. Yeah, basically speak their language, give them what they want, give them what they want. And that they're gonna really appreciate that and want to work with you a lot more when it comes to
Mhm.
them trying to find properties and you know make their money as investors. So that's definitely a great point to 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 have and tips. So those are great stuff to do. You want to market those, give them reports, which are very important with those terms and that language that they speak. That is not what we all listen to on our day to day often, but something that can help them a lot in their work.
Yeah, it's just like, they say when you know more than they do, or at least speak their language, you earn their trust.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And you gotta, with these investors, you gotta treat them long term. You gotta
Yeah,
know that you're gonna be working with them for, you want to kind of treat them like partners. Uh, you want to be there for deal one, to 10. You want to be on with them. You want to make sure you're always you keep them as repeat clients. That's always something very, very important. You gotta basically, like I've said earlier, position yourself as their go-to. So maybe even have on the marketing side, create a newsletter. Make a newsletter, an investor newsletter that you can send out, once a week. Give them a newsletter with some information on some properties, that are up in the market that, they could be investing at. So then they'll appreciate your time and effort to reaching out to them and giving them that valuable information that can help them. So that's something that can help you work better with investors. So very important. Then I had this other question for you, Leah, on for those out there that maybe don't have that many investors. How can you connect with and attract the investors to want to work with you? How can you do that?
Investors value relationship built on trust, expertise, and results, actually. So in this one, we need to engage the investors focused communities. Like we join forums, We attend local investor meetups,
Yeah.
whether it is a online groups where investors gather. We can also host webinar, or just like we do in Pemberley, we have
Yeah.
this lunch and learn and seller seminar. There is a question and answer sessions. There is a lot of case study that we tackle about, and network strategically. You said it earlier, like network when it comes to um calling the contractors. So build relationship with professional investors trust, like lenders, property managers, contractors, and also introduce yourself so you can build connections to your client. And or also the important one is listen to their goals.
Yeah.
Like communication is the one of the investment style on this one, whether you are buy and hold, flipping, or multi-family properties.
Yeah.
So you need to demonstrate your to understand their priorities.
Yeah. No, very, very, very important stuff. Yeah, joining events, having just like we do, and you mentioned you can easily post on social media, Q&A for investors, and most of the time, a lot of the investors we work with are repeat uh, clients. They're investors that have invested in a property that we've sold, and we put them on our list, and we remind them every time we have something come up, or we see something come up. We inform them, and then we go from there and create such a strong relationship with these investors that it becomes repeat business with them. And at the end of the day, that's something that we want as agents, and something the investors want too, as mutually helping one another. So that's something very important. I don't know if you have any other any tips that you got for any other agents out there that are still kind of, um, starting to work with investors. Leah, I don't know if you have anything else for them, or if that's all on your end.
It's just to serve or connect or attract investors. We need to provide meaningful data, build genuine relationship, demonstrate, our expertise consistently through targeted marketing that aligns with their business goal. Because, investor is not this, they are not emotional, you know,
Yeah, yeah, they're not like
they
just
are not,
a regular
yeah,
guy.
they are not emotional buyer. They're business minded, with data driven and loyal when you bring them value. And then if they like you, repeat clients, we close quickly. And I think when we learn these numbers, know the neighborhoods, they bring these deals and they'll keep coming back.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, no, those are great points. Definitely something that gotta keep in mind as an agent, and kind of highlighting what we've talked about. Speak their language, know what they're looking for. Uh, Market yourself, to these investors. Go on social media, go, show that you know their language, and that you can be out there. And then three, just network. Connections
Yes.
is important, and repeat business with the investors that you have. So you don't want to lose them either. So very, very important stuff. And I'm hoping that if you're watching today, that you picked up something new. If you're watching later on, give us a thumbs up. Want to go ahead and put in our website here. I'll put it down here at the bottom. Let me go ahead and put it up here. So here's Roxanne's phone number if you have any questions, regarding investors. If you're an investor yourself, if you want to connect with us, there's Roxanne's number. Here's the website. Here is our email and Facebook, as well as our Pemberley Realty website. So if you have any other questions, you can call me, shoot me a text. Would love to hear what you guys have, as well as if you're wanting to join our team. If you're an agent, and we do these all the time with all our agents. If you want to join our team, we would love to have you and show you what we have to provide for you guys. So I'll leave it off here. If you're watching this later on YouTube, anything else, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. Would really appreciate that. And we'll love to hear what you guys have. So thank you so much today, Leah, for being here with me.
Thank you
And
so much, Sandy.
yeah, and have a great weekend, everyone.